the basic news is probably what you're feeling is Mars. And Mars is still cooking. The question is, Mars slowed down and stopped on the 29th of June. And classically, when the planet slows down and stops, when that actor stops, that's when he's most loud on the stage, reverses direction. Doesn't matter which way he's going. What matters is he stops stations, we call it. And what I found in my research is when I was younger doing gold and stuff is that 20 days on either side of a stationing planet. You feel it. So it's kind of like one of these little bell-shaped curves that you learned in statistics, huh? And this little bell-shaped curve has at its center the 29th, and there's 20 days on either side, so you should feel the heat and the fires and notice it cooking inside yourself a little bit. I mean, you're only, 9 days from there now. Well, if you're on the 7th, you're 8 days from there. So you got another, easy 10 days as this thing tails off and the heat subsides and the anger and the fires. And so Mars is still there, and he's still, ask yourself what you're protecting. You're to know that this guy is a fireman. He's a fix-it guy. He's a carpenter. He's the EMT. He's the fireman. He's not the god of war. He's an agricultural god. He's supposed to take care of the trees and the forests and the garden and that sort of stuff. And only when he doesn't know how to protect or what he's protecting, or he gets confused, out comes the sword, you got the god of war. So if you've got the god of war inside you, boiling over here still, ask yourself what you're protecting. Your Mars hasn't got it clear about what you're protecting. Once it's clear, bang, the anger, the impatience is gone in a minute. They're just physical stuff to do. Now I figure the Mars thing's going to peek out a little bit. Let's do some details. If you're here on the Thursday night show, the moon's in early Virgo. Not too bad. It's Friday, the moon's still in Virgo. And well, let's get after it here. There's kind of a skitsy feeling to this period because there's some really nice periods when all the planets are lined up happily and some that aren't. So Friday morning, sometime here around the middle of the day or before lunch, the moon squares Saturn and opposes Neptune. There's confusion, there's judgment. Don't make rules. You begin to see how many of our institutions have morphed into confusion, and we're paying for it. Yep. So, this is one of those Friday mornings when you don't want to buy into anything. By the afternoon, the moon goes by the North Node, and you feel a little more nurturing about things. And then by Friday evening, late, well, there's a nice sun sextile. You feel like we're going to get a hold of this thing after all. And then about midnight, early in the morning, Saturday, the moon goes by Jupiter, and there's new stuff going on. Yeah, new stuff. There's a trine to Pluto. There's more discovery. Maybe things that I've been waiting for this discovery for a long time. I've always been curious about why people have white skin and blue eyes, and it didn't seem like there were time to do that in an evolutionary way. So I knew there was something fishy about how old the races and man are, and now all of a sudden we're back 30, 50,000 years. Civilization better than ours. Wow. Anyway, truth comes out late Friday night, early Saturday morning. Saturday, in the morning, in the middle of the day, here's a nice sextile to Mars first. The hero's out. He says, I'm going to macho out here and fix something, and Venus is watching, and she'll reward him. So Saturday is, couples are going to walk around arm in arm and feel romantic, and it's kind of sexy and nice social time. You can have a party you want to do it Saturday afternoon. Late in the evening, about 8, 9, 10, the moon shifts into Libra, and it feels a little different. Sunday, the moon's in Libra all day. It makes a nice sextile to Saturn late in the evening after dinner. We're kind of organized, but be on guard, because Monday, here's the square to Pluto, and there's panickiness. and there's a square to the sun. We're not getting anything done, you know, and there's an opposition to Uranus. Things are shaky. The power went out. I don't know where we're going. We can't communicate. We can't transportate. Or it's a Monday of that kind of crisis. And probably got so hot all the power blew out because of air conditioners. Whatever it is, people are panicky, and there's really difficulty here. And the media are breaking down that communications, the electronics, the difficult, very difficult time. Can't move. Airplanes aren't moving. You know, the cable is out. Ugh. Tuesday afternoon, and the moon shifts into Scorpio. Things mellow out a little bit and start to feel a little different. And if you can get over the trials of Monday, wow. Wednesday, the moon's in Scorpio. Starts with a nice trine to Neptune. There's music. We feel, you know, the higher, little compassion for everybody finally. Then there's a sextile to Pluto in the afternoon of Wednesday, and there's discovery, and we're glad we're compassionate, and we're being the artist, and feeling things deeply. Dive into stuff Wednesday. It's good for you, good for the heart. Thursday, your plans will work out good. There's a nice trine to the sun, but the moon going by Mars in the middle of Thursday, July 14th, I don't know. Here's some anger and some heat and some irritation and some fighting, and which way does it go? I don't know, but Uranus will be the loser in the thing. There's a seesaw, a quincux, 150-degree angle to Uranus. Mars gets hot. You got to give up your freedom. You know, it's the homeless guys that are really hurting. I had a lady call me today. This is June 21st. And she was in Laughlin down by Colorado River. It was 123 degrees there, right near Las Vegas. Wow. So I figure there'll be some maximum stuff going on here on Thursday the 14th. And after that, this will tail off a little more. You'll start coming out of this zone here of this bell-shaped curve a bit. Friday, the moon's in Sagittarius. And it starts to feel confusing again because Friday night, here's the conjunction to Saturn. We can't move. We're all worried. We're restricted. We're freaking out. Make laws, make rules. Here's a square to Neptune. Here's confusion, delusion, smoke, mirrors, bullshit. Shabai, we call it in Hawaii. You know, and people are saying things they don't mean, and this is not a time to make some rules or regulations or laws. I ought to, you know, give all these so-called lawmakers Fridays off. Bad Fridays. Saturday, you'll still feel the sting of that confusion and the lack of organization. Here you experience Friday night and Saturday morning, and people are trying to do too much, and they're squawking, and they're going to speak up, and everybody's speaking up too much Saturday afternoon. But finally, Saturday night, here's a nice trine to Uranus, and the media is back on, and the internet is telling you some common sense truths, and maybe you'll be lucky. And you know, Saturday night for me, I take time off for underground movies on TCM. It's the one time I reserve on this flat plane of American television, you know, which is terrible for your mind. But on Saturday nights, Turner Classic Movies plays on. You never know what you're going to get. Could be horrible things, give you nightmares. Could be really funny. But they're underground. They're not your normal run-of-the-mill video movies, etc. So, you know, I hope there's a good science fiction movie on here Saturday night. I'm looking forward to that time, to that trine to Uranus, and a little common sense and Aquarian thought. Sunday, the moon's still in Sagittarius till you get past breakfast, and so you're going to feel some of that genius still. And then, you know, after breakfast, before lunch, moon shifts into Capricorn. And Sunday night, here's a sextile to Neptune. There's some music and art, and some higher heart comes out, which is kind of nice. And that's kind of the way it is. Mars. Wow. He's a character. Ku to the Hawaiian. Yeah, he takes care of the forest, the cutter of canoes. He's the guy that's supposed to be protecting our crops and our earth and stuff. You know, it's a frustrating job now, isn't it?